Good morning. This is Professor Dr. Takima Dorsey, your Leadership Styles and Development Coordinator for the next 12 weeks, so to speak. Today, this is an overview of what you can expect during week one. Week one, we're going to cover three main topics. Leadership as a vocation, leadership chaos and tactics used to help influence your constituents, and then there's an assignment due at the end of the week. A few things that I want you to keep in mind as you explore this week and the topics this week. One, I would love for you to remain optimistic, remain open to what your colleagues and peers have to say. Two, be sure to read the course readings. Make sure you dive deep into what the content has to say. And three, be sure to always look for opposition to what on the viewpoints that are shared. Those 3 points over the duration of this course will ensure you to come out being a more well-rounded scholar that can be applied not in your academia, but also in your professional, your personal, and your social endeavors. So, what to expect over this week? I talked about a few seconds ago, leadership as a vocation. Leadership is a vocation, but it's not for everyone. Vocation meaning a career versus a hobby, longevity versus short term, where people are leading versus managing. Leaders become accountable and responsible for their duties and those they are charged to lead. That's the difference when people looking at leadership as a vocation versus something they just decided to get up and do. We just experienced the outcome of the presidential election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, as well as a reminder of President Barack Obama. Each of these individuals in their own rights have chosen leadership as their vocation versus just running for office for 4 years or making an impact in their respective industries for a few times. They are lifelong leadership entities that are continuing to make an impact on the world. As you explore leadership as a vocation this week, what are some of the key attributes and variables that are important to you when you're identifying leadership as a vocation? Or do you believe that leadership can be a vocation? Or is it just something that people just decide to do here and there? I don't know. That remains up to you. But be sure to remember to remain optimistic. Be sure to dig into the course readings and to read your colleague's viewpoint, and to be sure to identify opposing viewpoints on a topic. Number 2 this week, we're going to dive into leadership regarding chaos or complexity, but not just leadership, which is complex, but what are tactics used to help influence those around you? It's not okay just to have a position as a leader. It's important that leader has impact, positive impact, an impact that's going to create buy-in. And some of the tactics that I've used and I've seen others use successfully is listening, active listening, considering the feelings of your constituents, surveying, and even creating ad hoc committees. And each of these tactics help to allow the leader to have more than just one viewpoint. When you're actively listening to those around you, you're taking in their viewpoints. When you're considering their feelings or the feelings of others, it's not just what you say, but how they're perceiving what you say and how it impacts their livelihood, their family, people around them, what happens off the job versus on a job, and then get an insight that with open-ended questions that you may not have thought of, that's going to spark more discussion. And then forming a committee of peers, which is known as an ad hoc committee, or just a committee of an exploratory committee that is now going to look at different angles to a topic. In organizations and in business, it's always great to have a well-rounded view when implementing change. But as a leader, you have to think outside the box. You have to explore other areas that may not come easily to you, or may not have been thought about with people on your leadership team. So while leadership is complex and can be chaotic, there are tactics used or that could be used to influence those around you. What do they look like for you? And last but not least, in a few days or over the next few days, you're going to be comparing and contrasting leadership styles and attributes and values and morals of those people who you identify as leaders. And some things I want you to keep in mind. What does that really look like? You know, one thing that we're always charged with is the morals and the sins of those people around us. Well, unfortunately, we've all fallen short to God's glory, but He continues to forgive us. As a leader in training, or as a leader that's looking at other leaders, would you forget a person who has sinned? Or will you hold them accountable for their actions and their behaviors? Do actions speak louder than words? Do behaviors speak louder than actions? Some other things to keep in mind are attributes, people beliefs, people values, people backgrounds, people past indiscretions, their characteristics. What are some of the things that matter to you when you're looking for qualities of a leader that you would want to emulate, or that you would want your kids around, or that you would value in a workplace setting? All of these things are things that I want you to think about this week. There is no wrong approach. There's no absolute positive right approach to it. And remember, it's only week one of a 10-week course. That you won't get it wrong at all. But as long as you remain optimistic, as long as you consider the views of others and you dive deep into the reading, and you can speak fluently about it in your own words, and then also look at oppositional views, you're going to come out on top in 7 days than where you were in previous years. And then just when you think you're getting your footing ready for week one, we're going to dive into week two. So this is Dr. Takima Dorsey, your professor for leadership development, leadership styles and development, wishing you great, happy reading and great views over the next 7 days. If there's anything I can do for you, please reach out to me. I do schedule appointments, schedule time to talk with individuals by appointments. Feel free to post a comment underneath of this thread. Be sure to ask questions in the questions instructors form. Anything personal, be sure to post it in your form, individual form, so we can chat one-on-one. But I look forward to guiding you and facilitating you and to working with you throughout this course. Until then, have a great day, a fantastic week, and in all things you do, keep Christ first. Bye-bye.